Hey guys, Sean from the Rhinestone World. In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to make a basketball design using some basic fonts in TRW Clipart. So the first thing we're going to do is select our text tool. So I'm just going to left click my A here, and I'm just going to write all caps. We're going to write out cut and the net. So I'm going to open my font tab and hit the B, and that's going to break these apart into individual text boxes. So then we're just going to select both, and we're going to use our impact font for these designs. So let's go ahead and we'll make our cut 8 inches wide, and same with our net. So then we're going to hit P as in Paul on our keyboard, and that's going to center both of our text fields. So I'm just going to raise or lower the net right underneath cut, and now I can adjust my height. So once I adjust my font, we're going to go ahead and adjust the text spacing. So we're going to select our cut first, hit our TS button on the Design Wizard. I can go ahead and close this part. You'll see our text spacing, so if I wanted to go up and down, that's going to be on the left side, and then left and right will be here. So I'm just going to grab that and bring it in pretty much until my T connects with the U. And then same here on the bottom, pretty much when my T connects with that E, and the H with the T on the other side, and then we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and respace these both to 8 inches. And go ahead and center those up again just so we know they're perfectly centered. So again, that's P as in Paul on the keyboard, and that will center both of our text fields for us. And then I'm just going to pull down the net. All right. So once we've created our text, we're going to go ahead and just weld each one together. So I'm going to weld cut as one, and the reason we're doing that is because if I go to my wireframe right now, you can actually see how the T and the U overlap here, and the T and the H overlap in these areas. So we're going to weld cut together, and that's just going to make that one solid piece. And then the and net we're going to weld as well, and that's just going to make that all one solid cut. So now we can go ahead and add a contour to our cut and the net. So I'm going to select our contour tool, outside contour, one island. Here's our offset, so we'll just leave it around 0.15 for this design. And then we got our green color fill right here. So we'll leave it with the green. Pull that up just a little bit. So once we add our green outline, we're going to go ahead and just select the white fill. And for our bottom here, since we have the green here, we're just going to make this green, and we're not going to actually apply a contour to our text here. So since with our contour it's about closer to 8.3, I am going to space this out to 8.3 as well, just so it kind of matches up a little bit nicer. Alright, so once we have our text situated, we're going to go ahead and bring in our Clipart images from one of our TRW live template packs. So you can just draw a circle, click change artwork. We're going to be using our TRW Live Templates Volume 2, and we're going to select our basketball hoop right here. So you can see that it's a C, so it's a it's a gradient fill design. You can see that with the yellow going into the red in the backboard. Just because the design is set up like this doesn't mean we can't break it apart and use pieces of it. So even though it has this gradient fill, it's still one solid object. So the cutter's just still going to read that as one cut. If you're printing, it would print correctly, but with cutting, it's still just going to read it as one color. So we're going to select our basketball hoop, ungroup all, and I'm just going to hold shift, select the net and the rim. So I'm just going to bring those from our design. I'll make it all one color so we can see it, and then I can go ahead and delete this out. So from this design here, all we're actually using is our net. So we'll go ahead and weld this together, resize it, and then we're going to go ahead and hit our P as in Paul key, and that's going to center it again, and I'm just going to lower it down just like that. And you could find a good spot. You don't want to cover it too much here because then it'll be hard to read. So we're going to bring it down just a little bit so you can still pretty much read cut the net. We'll go ahead and make this actually just a little bit smaller too. All right, so once we have that set up, we're just going to select our rectangle tool, and we're just going to draw a rectangle box just like that. So my dimensions are 1 inch wide by just under ½ inch tall. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Now once we draw this rectangle, let's go ahead and just make it gray for now. We're going to use our copy selected on our edit tab. Around 0.09 is a good mark, and we're just going to copy to the right. So we're just going to go across our design, maybe one less than that. I'm going to select my hash marks now, group them, and then again I'm hitting that center key P, and that's just going to center it, and then I'm going to drag it straight down while holding shift, and that's going to keep it right in line. So now I can go ahead and add just one island to the outside, no stones. Our contour is going to be 0.04. I'm just going to highlight around that. You'll see our boxes go around it. So let's go a little bit smaller. Let's do 0.02. And that way we'll have a little bit of spacing in there. So I'm going to select that outline, hold shift, select the net, and select back minus front. And that's just going to cut everything out behind it. And then we're actually going to make that just the same color, black. So that's just our cut mark going across the net. So the next part we're going to add is just an outline here too. And that's just going to separate our hoop from the text. Now, technically I could use the magic boundary very quickly to separate all that, but I would have to break apart my cut right now, so I don't want to do that yet. But that's why I'm using the island fill instead of our magic boundary tool. So now I'm going to add my live text to the design. So this is the way we're going to be able to customize it for any school. So this design that we're setting up can be for any state championship. You know, we have the March Madness coming up. So if you have any licensing for any college teams, you can use that for the upcoming tournament. But this is going to be a great design for really any basketball tournament that you'll see. They always, as a tradition, cut the net when the team wins. So we can use this design multiple times. So we're going to set this up as a live template now. So I'm just going to select my text tool, type out our 3 eyes. Just make it a little bit bigger so we can see it right now. Switch that to our impact font. I'm going to go ahead and center that. And now I'm just going to set it up going right across the top of my text box. And again, when I'm ready, I'm going to hit P, center it, hold shift and just raise it right up. And that way I know my entire design is centered. So I'll select my text box I just made, select the envelope, single arc, add new, and apply. Select my text tool again, click on that, and now I can customize this for my local school. Make that green to match, and if I want to as well, I can add a nice contour around our design here. It's going to be a little bit, have to be a little bit smaller. Let's go ahead and make that a black contour. We can actually make it our green, and we'll make the inside text white, just like the cut below. So again, you can show different styles on this as well. You can make it a little bit skinnier too, or you can take some of the height away as well. So if you like the design a little bit like that, once you create these live templates or live text, you can still raise the height and everything like that. It's not going to ruin the live text or anything like that. Once you adjust the height, you can come right back to your live template editor, hit find text, and you'll see that text field is still, you can still edit that text. All right, so we're going to add 2 more live text. So we're just gonna, on this one it's going to be the year, so we're just going to do 2 because we're going to do 20 and 18 on one, each one will be on opposite sides. So we don't want to go 3 across because then it's going to look weird when we only have 2 characters in there. So we're just going to start with the 2. Same process though. Once create one, I'm just going to highlight that and move that to the other side. And of course, to go ahead and line that up, we're going to group them first so I know that this is a spacing I want between them. Then I can hit P and then just drag that right down. And now I know they're lined up perfectly. So once I do that, I can go ahead and ungroup, and then we'll add our envelope to each one. So add new, apply, add new, apply. And now I can come back in, select 20, 18, and now I have my design set up just for that. And again, if I want to add a contour around either of these, we'll do them individually. So I'll add my 18 first, make that one a black contour, and same with our 20 here. So just like that, we have a completely new live template. All we did was just use basic text and a clip art image from one of our TRW live template packs. So once we're done with this, now we can use this for any school, any college team that we have licensing for, any of those big basketball tournaments. They're always going to have that phrase, cut the net. So this is going to be a good design to use with all of those. So now we'll go ahead and see what it looks like on our t-shirt. So we'll go ahead to our mock-ups, quick product. Go ahead and put it in our window. We'll do a men's t-shirt front. Select our design, save our design, and create the mock-up. Go ahead and put a black background on it. And just like that, you'll see our cut the net t-shirt. Again, this was Sean with the Rhinestone World. If you guys have any additional questions, give us a call at 941-755-1696 or shoot us an email at info@therhinestoneworld.com. Have a great day.